the crown jewel of the Australian permanent residency visa. If you're already interested in Australian permanent residency or you are exploring your options to going to Australia as a permanent resident, this is the visa which you need to look for. In today's video, I'm going to talk about the 186 Employer Nomination Scheme visa. This is the most sought after visa. In today's video, I'm going to talk about the process, the timeline and the eligibility and how you can apply to this particular visa. Let's get into the video. Why this visa is a great gift where people are not having enough points when they want to apply for this general skill migration, say 189, 180 visa, because this visa, as I said earlier, this bypasses the point system. Because it is an employer nomination scheme, it doesn't apply through points. Say for an example, in general skill migration, as you are aware, the more you score on English, you get better points. Because this visa doesn't go through the point system, a standard eligibility of overall 6 equivalent to IELTS is good enough to apply for 186 visa. The 186 visa is tailored for 3 different employment streams: the direct entry stream, the labor agreement stream, the temporary residence transition stream. Each pathway caters to different circumstances but ultimately leading into one goal: permanent residency to Australia. Let's find out the step-by-step process of this particular visa. One of the main eligibility criteria is a skill requirement. Your skill must be listed in the skill occupation list. You must have a 3-year relevant work experience in the skill area. Also, you need to possess a successful skill assessment or a registration in the relevant body. The next one is the employer nomination. The employer are the key for this particular visa because the employer who are going to nominate you must be very genuine and must be proven a track record in the business for certain years, and they should have the genuine need to hire people from overseas like you. Preparation of documentation. As a candidate, you need to be getting ready with the skill assessment and the required English. Visa application, which is the filing stage, and respond to additional requests if the department is asking for additional requests or the documentation. The processing time is one of the very interesting thing about this 186 visa because this visa doesn't require the EOI, expression of interest, which is mandatory for many other permanent residency visas. The processing time generally much lesser than other visas. For an example, the direct entry stream, 75% of the visas are processed within 85 days, with 90% completed within the first 6 months. For labor agreement stream, we don't have any specific data. The specific processing time are not available because it has a very lesser number of applications. For temporary resident transition stream, 75% are processed within 6 months and 90% within 10 months. As far as the fee structure goes, at the time of application, I would suggest you need to check the government immigration website about the fee structure because the fee structure is the one very often changes for 2 reasons. Mainly the time you apply, also if there could be a fluctuation on the dollar conversion. The age limit for this visa is 45 unless there are some exemptions given for people who hold a special talent or a special interest. The health requirement is mandatory, similar to other permanent residency visas. Not only the main applicant but also the other applicants along with your visa. For an example, your spouse and children, and everyone has to go through the mandatory health checkup before the visas are issued. Character requirements is a key for this particular visa. Like any other permanent residency visa, this visa also requires a clean certificate for your character. Therefore, a police clearance certificate is mandatory for this visa, and any country you lived in the past, which is more than 12 months, need a police clearance certificate, and this need to be submitted at the time of application itself. And if you are already living in Australia and you have some debts in the past, whether you are a student and come back to your home country, any debts relevant to the state government and the federal government of Australia has to be cleared before you file this visa. You need to check your lawyer or whoever is assisting you to this particular visa. This is where many people make mistakes, so this is a very important point. So as an outset, if you look at why this 186 visa is the most sought after visa, for a very simple reason: this is very quick, and also easy, and also the eligibility and the entry requirement are much lesser than comparing other visas. If you are interested about this visa, or if you feel you are eligible or getting eligible to this visa, we are very happy to assist you. Please do reach us in one of the contact details given below, and one of our specialist team will reach you, advise you and checking your eligibility and see if we could assist you to file this particular visa. And I look forward to see you in the next video with some more interesting information in a different visa category. Thank you so much.